I was going to talk about something and then I changed my mind. And I was like, you know what? Let me talk about this instead. When I was younger, I learned how to sketch and sew. I learned how to make my own patterns. I also learned how to not model, but I learned like a very basic model walk. So like I learned a lot of things about fashion when I was younger, and it's things that just fell in my lap. Like I just happened to have a fashion fashion I just happen to have a fashion designer as the teen director of the after school program that I went to. And boy, did we clash a good bit because we just really saw things differently. She's one of the people that told me, like, listen, you could literally have your way with people if you would just, like, concede the point. And a lot of people want me to concede the point because they're like, okay, you're right, but like they're not going to accept that you're right, so just let it go. And I'd be like, no, but that's why we're having this this unnecessary debate, because everyone has let it go with them. No one has been like, you're wrong. And so of course now that I'm older, I'm like, they're still wrong, but I don't care. Like if you want to knowingly be wrong, then you go right ahead and do it. You know what I mean? But when I was younger, I was like, no, I think somebody should tell them that they're wrong. Like, somebody's got to do it. And why not me, right? But that's one of the main reasons why we crashed. But she still taught me like things that was just like, we might clash, but I can see this passion in you. And because I just told her one day, I think I was just having a rough week that day, like, and she just pulled me aside one day and she was like, I just really see something in you. And I'm going to be honest, we don't get along, but I just really want to just like, not necessarily take you under my wing, but I want to teach you some things that I feel like will help you. And so I was like, okay. And that's what it was. It wasn't any life lessons. It wasn't anything like that. It was, let me teach you how to sketch. Like I can tell you, like, you have a passion for fashion. Let me teach you how to sketch. Let me teach you why some of your sketches don't work. Let me show you, like, I remember I sketched something that didn't work, and instead of her telling me it didn't work, she took it home, she created it and wore it. And I looked at the outfit and I was like, and she's like, you like it? And I was like, so it looks very familiar. And I was like, I'm glad to see that live, because when I sketched something like that similar on paper, and it came out differently. And so she was like, well, how would you do it differently? So I showed her what I would do differently to the outfit now that I'm seeing it in real life. And she was just like, and she looked and she was like, I never would have thought to do that. And so she's just looking at the outfit and she's just like, let me show you something else. And so she brought some pieces to work and she let me, critique them, if you will, of how I would do the outfit. And she was just like, okay. And shortly after that, she started teaching me how to sew. She was like, I really think you could do something with this. Like, I really think you could do something with this. She was like, listen, anytime you having a bad day, just come here, tell me you're having a bad day, I'll let you sew. And she did. For the most part, anytime I would go and be like, I need to, they're getting on my nerve. I need something to do before I start cussing everybody out. And she would let me sew stuff. There would be times where she had her own clothing line. I would help sew some of the pieces from her clothing line, and even like kind of critique. And I say it in quotations because I'm pretty sure if she didn't like it, or if it wasn't a critique that she already had in mind, she wouldn't have done it, right? But she started letting me do that. And so I've been getting back into like my creative bug, my passion for fashion, if you will. And I've been sketching. I actually started back sketching in 2024. we, not we, I had took a CBD gummy. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like, I'm so serious. I took a CBD gummy because at the time I was still struggling with anxiety just a little bit. And I took a CBD gummy and I was sitting and I had the whole, I remember y'all, it's crazy. It's the last week of December and I took the entire week off. I'm talking about I took that whole week off and I'm like, like, oh, I'm finna ball out. You know what I mean? And that week I literally just did nothing but clean, cook, meditate. That's it. I took some finance courses over. I ain't seeing nothing, but I'm seeing them. I took some finance courses throughout the week as well. Like, I was like, it's the last week. I got this whole week off. We finna game plan. You know what I mean? And so that's what I did. And one of the things I ended up doing, I took a CBD gummy, like I said, and I went into the office room and I'll never forget, I was going down the rabbit hole of catching up on all of the Nicki Minaj podcasts that I did not finish. And I remember just letting it play. And I just sat in my room and or in the office, and I was just sketching. And I was just sketching my little heart away. But the thing is, I did something that I didn't normally do. I always said I wanted to learn how to sketch makeup looks and faces, and it was very minimal, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And that, like, I was just, sketching people's faces down to the gods, and the makeup looks were like A1, like you can put it on a celebrity. No, we're not gonna do that. But the way that I sketched it in pen, and I was doing the hair and all of that, I don't know where those papers are now that I think about it. I might still have them in a binder, but either way, I started sketching, like, this is how I want this to look, that to look. I sketched this one particular outfit that I could really see. I would really love to bring that to life, but like, yeah, I would really love to bring that to life. If I could find it. I have to find it, and then I have to, like, but whatever. So that got me back into sketching. That whole night just got me, like, I was just, you know what I mean? And like, if you really listen to the Queen album, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get into it. I'm doing, the sketches. It goes from how I want the lips and the eyes and the nose to look, to now I have their hair, and now I have like their clothes, and now I'm like, oh, what's on their feet, and do they have a purse or a bag, or if they did, what's this or that, and like what's the jewelry like, and it just became this whole collective thing. Now when I sketch everything. Before I was just doing clothes, then I started with clothes and shoes, and then I started with clothes, shoes, and purses, and then clothes, shoes, purses, and jewelry, and then clothes, shoes, purses, jewelry, hair. I started the hair in Texas, actually. And then now the makeup in 2024, and now when I sketch like with the entire look in mind. And it all stemmed from that. Like, it was already a natural passion that I had, but then like to have her, and that's sidebar, that's why I don't understand people who are mean to people just because they don't like them. Like, you could literally just go your separate way and mind your business. Like, this was a whole woman who, she could have been like, I don't really care for that child, so I'm gonna preoccupy her with something that gets her away from me. But instead, she recognized we had a commonality, and she was like, you know what? We don't mesh personality wise for me to mentor her, but the least I can do is nurture this thing that we have in common, because I can see her passion for it, right? And I think that a lot of people can just, just take a little note, take a few notes from that. I'm not gonna badger you with it. Just take a few notes and we can keep it moving. You know what I mean? But so yeah, so I've been sketching here lately. I've been sketching a lot of dresses, and it's put up somewhere so you're not gonna see it. But I've been sketching a lot of dresses, and I am gonna bring some of them to life. I have picked out 3 of them that I absolutely want to bring to life. One, because I just want to kind of, it's not even a wear around the house outfit, but I just can't wait to wear it around the house. And my family and I being uppity. And then I want to, the other one, I can't wait to wear to bed. It's really more of like a night out type of outfit, like girls night out. But like when y'all see it, y'all gonna understand why I want to wear it to bed. I love me a good bed dress. Like I do a good night dress. I love it. It's me, okay? And then the other one is kind of it's real cutesy. I think it's a girl's brunch day outfit. Yeah. Yeah, so you got like your Miss Luxury look. You got your girls night out and your girls brunch day outfits. Those are the three that I picked to bring to life. I was looking at there's some fabric I was looking at. I'm not gonna hold you. It costs like $500 just for one of the fabrics that I want, and that's not even including the other pieces for the outfit that I have to get. That's really not a big deal. Like it's doable, but I ain't really trying to wait too long. Like I got the bug now, and I know me, if I don't let the bug, if I don't scratch that bug bite while it's itching, it might be another 2 years. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know, I might just pop down to Hobby Lobby tomorrow when I get off and go do that, but go get the fabric. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna pray about it. You know you gotta pray about everything. But yeah. So I just want to share that with y'all. That's what I'm working on right now. I could actually just find cheaper fabric, but when I tell y'all, like, I really plan on going to sleep in one of those dresses, so I'm like, I need that fabric to be right, honey. And then the other one, y'all, I'm telling you how to make it, okay? And I don't know, disclaimer. I have to make the pattern for one of the dresses because I could not find the pattern, and I didn't necessarily want to pay. I just realized how ashy my hands are. Ignore that. But I didn't want to pay someone to make my vision because I know, like, I'm probably gonna be frustrated as all get out. But I can bring this to life. Okay, I want to do this myself. I can bring this to life. So that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on now, guys. I don't know if I ever shared with you all on this channel or these phase of videos that I can do those type of things. But yeah, I can also make my own home decor stuff, but that's another day for another dollar. And so yeah. All right. Well, I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a blessed night, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to go to bed. Well, I'm listening to some meditation music, so I'm gonna ride that out. If I don't fall asleep, or if I just kind of be like, all right, Lord, but I guess we done did what we need to do for the day, then, you know, I'm gonna go to bed. But all right, yeah.